And we are live once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for more One Piece. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another live reading of One Piece. Today, we are going to be going through Volume 73 of the series, titled Operation Dressrosa, S.O.P. And as Kohagen says, we have 10 chapters to go through today. My room sounds extra echoey today. I've been moving some stuff around, but I'm noticing there's a more acute... It sounds like a more acute reverb. More acute reverb in my room right now. Like I said, it's because I moved my green screen away from my wall and it's bouncing off of my wall, so there's a more reverb coming in. I probably have to move that back because it's catching the sound. It's bouncing off and it's echoing off to the side, so I might have to move that back. But we got 10 chapters today. The story of One Piece, Volume 73. After 2 years of hard training, the Straw Hat Pirates are back together, first at the Sabaody Archipelago, and then through Fishman Island to their next stage, the New World. The crew happens across... Another scam. The crew happens across Trafalgar Law on the island of Punk Hazard, run by Caesar Clown. At his suggestion, they form a new pirate alliance that seeks to take down one of the 4 emperors. In order to draw Doflamingo's attention, they must first capture Caesar, who is producing the artificial devil fruit that Doflamingo sells to the Emperor Kaido. The crew initially follows Law's orders, but Luffy goes off track by entering a tournament to win Ace's Flame fruit and blasting his way through the prelims. Meanwhile, Law prepares to hand over Caesar, but Doflamingo's clever trap puts him face to face with a naval admiral. Elsewhere, Usopp's group works with the Tontatas to prepare for the fateful battle with Doflamingo. What will happen next as these storylines collide? So, we got Chapter 722 all the way down to 731. Chapter 722, Royal Bloodlines. Caribou's New World, Volume 39, Take Over the Factory, No More Workplace, as the entire factory gets destroyed on this island. And it's Caribou who sinks this entire factory inside of his Swamp powers. So his Swamp powers is wide enough and it has a large enough range where he's able to suck in a whole factory into it. But this is when we see the entire crowd screaming and booing Rebecca. Die, Rebecca, die! Let the cursed blood be spilled. Today's your execution! Boo! Shame of Dressrosa! Set the arsonist's granddaughter on fire and see how she likes it. So what if she's his granddaughter? What does that have to do with her? It doesn't matter what her grandpa did. And this is harkening back to, how Don Chinjiao felt about Luffy and his own grandfather. Yeah, that's right. For such a pretty face, you seem to be an even bigger heel than Bartolomeo and Block B. I bet if I can take her out, I'll get the hero treatment around here. You ain't kidding. And then we have someone coming in on a horse. Not so fast! Huh? Who's that at the entrance? Such a boorish crowd. I expect better. And it's Cavendish riding on his horse. You should be ashamed! Pirate, White Knight, Cavendish. It's White Knight Cavendish, captain of the beautiful pirates! That echo was going to bother me. Give me a sec. Check, check, check. Wow, that's crazy. When I was speaking, I could hear this echo bounce off, and I could hear it was so fine, and I could hear it, but I put my green screen over the section of my wall that was not covered, because I moved my green screen because I'm going to be using it for some future thumbnails. I took some pictures in front of my green screen so I could use it for future thumbnails. But who knew that covering up that, and it was a small section of wall, but me covering that wall just pretty much nerfed the sound bouncing off of it completely. I don't even hear that sound anymore. That's crazy how that works. But let's continue, because that sound is no longer distracting me. Such a boorish crowd. I expect better. You should be ashamed.
It's White Knight Cavendish, captain of the beautiful pirates.
Yeah! It's Sir Cavendish! He's so beautiful!
Hey, get a grip!
Women in the stands are fainting left and right. The looks that stunned the world 3 years ago are still in effect.
As even one of Gyatz's own attendants who are around him, one of them starts to swoon as well.
Crush that impertinent little girl, Sir Cavendish! Destroy Rebecca without a trace!
Be silent! Whatever your quibble with this young woman, she stands in the ring with the possibility of death over her head. You have no right to slander her if you will not risk your life in turn. If you truly want to see her dead, grab your weapon and step into the ring! And then the whole crowd is silent. The voices of the uninvested are nothing more than meaningless noise. I have my reasons for participating in this tournament, but I hate that it exists. The lives of warriors are not a sideshow. And then everyone's taken aback by Cavendish. And then because he's also speaking through his own personal loudspeaker system he has attached to his own horse. Thank you, Farul.
What were the horse and loudspeaker for?
Dang, Cabbage, that was awesome! You're not that bad after all! Still hate you, though. Huh? As people are putting their fists in the air for the crowd.
Sir Cavendish! What a gallant man!
I don't care about Rebecca anymore. I'm rooting for you now! Cavendish! Cavendish! What incredible charisma! He's turned that storm of boos into a sea of cheers!
And Cavendish really... he looks like he's bothered by it.
Look, I get it, man. This isn't what you were expecting. It's annoying the way they can jump on the bandwagon. But that's just what the crowds are like. A little lecture ain't gonna.
They love me! They really, really love me!
What? You're happy about that?
It's been 3 years! As he loves the fact that all the attention is on him.
You didn't need to stick up for me there. Thank you.
Don't worry about it. They made me angry, and things seem hard for you. Now forget this happened. We're enemies. By the way, do you think there might be some newspaper writers around? Oh, gee, what happens if this gets turned into an article? Post-match interview. I'm here with the star of the day. Did you just call me a star? Aw, shucks.
And after the distraction, it looks like the cast is assembled. Block D will have 137 contestants after one abstention. And another battle royale of mighty warriors begins with the opening bell.
Ding! And then everyone just starts fighting. And now...
Sir Cavendish!
Do your things.
Do your thing, Suleiman the Beheader!
Get him, Orlumbus!
Die, Rebecca! Watch me, soldier.
The flower field, Dressrosa.
Yellow Cup and Pink Beat squads are arriving from Greenbit.
Thank you, Leo.
It's almost time, Captain! I bought the legendary heroes!
The fact that they don't keep this type of speech pattern in the dub, imagine how that would have sounded the whole time. My friends, this is a battle to restore the honor of the deposed King Riku and regain our rightful freedom. And then all the Tontatas are cheering as we have Frankie, the one-legged soldier, Usopp, and Robin all in here in this massive gathering of Tontatas. I will never forget the sins of the man who came to our kingdom 10 years ago and stole everything from us. We spent an entire year concocting this operation. Even against the warlord of the sea, there is hope for victory.
Pay close attention to the plan, and figure out the best time to escape.
Akakia, Dressrosa.
Almost there, Zololand! Zoroland!
I said Zololand, as it says in the book, I'm sorry.
Almost there, Zoroland! Just turn to the right! Just turn to the left! Left is the side you don't have your swords on!
I can't even tell right from left.
Yes! The ones who attacked your ship are led by Giola, one of the Don Quixote officers. Her autistic powers are dangerous. The victims can't even fight back.
How do you know that much?
I memorized the names, faces, and powers of all the enemy officers. 10 years ago, the Dressrosa army was wiped out by just 3 men. They were Treble, Diamante, and Pika, the top officers of his group. I will never forget their awful faces.
There he is. Ah, Zoro! This way, Sir Zoro! How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 27.
Don't shout about it!
As Sanji kicks Zoro, who's kicks Kinemon, who's just casually calling out Zoro's name because you know they're supposed to be incognito, but Kinemon is not good at that.
Who are those buddies?
Twirly Browland and Top Knot Land.
What? We need to rescue Nami? So she was in danger. No wonder she didn't answer the transponder, Snail. I'm going too, then.
Not so fast. Aren't you here to inform Sir Luffy of the situation?
Blackleg.
Oh, my sweet beloved Violet!
I hope you get stabbed in a fit of passion.
Giola has stolen your ship and is selling it to Greenbit.
Huh?
On the sunny, off Dressrosa's shore. Yo! Nothing like fabulous tunes on the sea of art. Oh, yeah!
Oh, you're not half bad, Boney.
As we see the sunny sailing on artistically shaped waves of music. Literally. I guess Giola affected the water as well, and the very ugly looking sunny is sailing along it.
Stop the ship! Are you taking us to Dreambit? Oh! Won't Law be startled when he sees that it's not you coming for Caesar, but Wah? Something's wrong with Brooke! Are you betraying us?
Because Brooke is free, but Nami and Chopper are kind of stuck inside some art itself. Is this what you think a true swordsman does, Bonkichi? No, I have simply reawakened to my artistic nature. Bringing forth new creations is my reason for living, dying.
Oh, forget those peasants, Soul King. They'll never understand. They can't comprehend the passion of expression beyond anything in this world. Dying art! No!
This doesn't hurt.
For life itself is the greatest work of art. Someone help me!
It's simply fantastic, Miss Giola.
I move beyond tears. It's a perfect depiction of the tragedy of Dressrosa. In just 10 minutes, these squalling rubes will be fused with this latest masterpiece. My part of my permanent collection. What? Rock!
Bonkichi! It's simply splendid. You must allow me to compose a song for your exhibit.
Will you do me the honor, Soul King?
How about a piece for violin, Miss Viola? Please, release my violin and bow.
You're on, brother!
And Viola turns Brooke's violin and his bowstring, which is actually his cane sword, back to normal.
I'm losing consciousness! I don't want to die!
Behold, Miss Giola, my violin bow is contained within my walking cane.
Very good. I await your song.
And done. Consider yourself sliced.
Sliced?
Painting song. Bamboo flute slice! And Viola gets sliced all over her body.
No!
And she falls over.
Brooke!
And everyone turns back to normal as Brooke is back to his normal skeletal-looking self. Forgive me. I don't know much about art after all. I don't really have an eye for it. On Greenbit, Law versus Doflamingo versus Admiral Fujitora. And we get Doflamingo who's speaking.
Let me tell you a tale over 8 centuries old, Law. When 20 kings from 20 kingdoms came to the center of the world and established one massive power, that creation was today's world government, and the creators, those kings, brought their families with them to Marijwa, the Holy Land. Those 19 families, excepting only the Nefeltari fat line of Alabaster, who refused the honor, have lived there ever since, ruling over the world. The descendants of the creators are known today as the Celestial Dragons. Of course, this means that 800 years ago, 19 kingdoms lost their kings. See where I'm going with this? These countries all needed successors, you understand, and that led to the formation of brand new dynasties. Here in Dressrosa, for example, the new royal family was the Riku dynasty. But the creators, the ones who left for Marijwa, were the Don Quixotes.
And that's the revelation. Don Quixote Doflamingo comes from a line of family that pretty much made its place in Marijwa. And that's the end of chapter 722. Onwards to... I was about to say, did I read over 721? That's the end of 722. Onwards to 723, but we got an SBS.
What? You can do that? You can start this segment from up there?
Well, I guess, yo, Ozzy, good to see you.
Well, sure.
Oh, wait. Question is, I finally get to say it. Here goes. Start the SBS. And this, and it's chapter, and it's chopper. It's chopper. Why I say chapter and why I say chopper. But it's Chopper who starts the SBS. Well, sure, I guess. Let's begin the SBS. Question. That's Mr. SBS to you. Sign Kimurin. Answer.
What?
I'm sorry, start the Mr. SBS. Question. My dad can shoot Land of the Dead out of his butt. Does he have the power of the gas fruit? Sign Oku. Answer. Those are farts. Farts! It's Land of the Farts. Question. I'm sure you must get letters all the time pointing out that you drew the death tattoos on Law's fingers wrong. In my opinion, whenever this happens, it's because Law is using shambles on the parts above the knuckles and below the knuckles to swish them around. Wow, that the op fruit comes in real handy, if you know what I mean. Sign Kamiki. Answer. You have Chopper on the mind. I really do. Good to see you, Cetus. Sit back, relax. We got a nice, hefty hefty volume of One Piece to read through today. So yeah, enjoy yourself. As we continue with Dressrosa. Answer. Yeah, I got a lot of those letters. They all say I screwed up. Cries. That's what everyone says. But you know what? You're right on the money. That's right. If they're even ever facing the wrong direction or missing entirely, it was all shambles. Hope you didn't get to your favorite part of Dressrosa. I'm literally on the chapter where Doflamingo explains that his family line comes from celestial dragons. So we're right there. Chapter 723, Change of Plans. Ketabu's New World, Volume 40. Gabaru the Hero. And it shows Caribou with his stomach kind of swollen after he basically swallowed an entire factory with his swamp powers, as everyone cheers for him because they think he's Gabaru. You know, the dead revolutionary leader that's here on this island. Outside the Corridor Coliseum, Dressrosa. And we have Zoro who's looking up at it. And then we have a flashback to when Sanji was talking with Zoro earlier.
Well, I was worried about Nami before you were, and she'd obviously want me to rescue her rather than you. So I'm going.
Fine, then go. So you must pass the toy soldier part. We read the chapter where they all met. They all met inside the Tontatas and the toy soldier, Frankie, Usopp, and Robin. They've already met inside of the building talking about the plan, but we haven't gotten to the thick of it. We haven't gotten to the thick of it yet, so I don't think so.
Fine, go then. Here's the map to the House of Toys where your comrade is being held, Kinemon.
Oh wait, this is Sanji.
Here's the map to the House of Toys where your comrade is being held, Kinemon.
Many thanks.
If you see Luffy, have him call the Sunny. We need to confirm everyone's situation. I'm heading back to the ship.
So, how do we get to Luffy?
I do not know. That is why I am standing stock still. They have the premises on lockdown. We must avoid suspicion. I was nearly arrested earlier.
So cut the wall. So cut down the wall then.
I said avoid suspicion.
So cut it quietly.
The force is not the issue.
And as Kinemon and Zoro are talking to each other, we get Bartolomeo.
Whoa! That's totally Mr. Zoro, the pirate hunter. His legend began with the 100 kills on Whiskey Peak, and they say he sliced and diced everything in his path on Nenny's lobby. The master of 3 swords, considered by me to be Mr. Luffy's capable right-hand man and the reliable first mate to the rest of the crew. He looks so awesome. I can't see through the tears.
The biggest fan of the Straw Hat crew, and he's right there.
Royal Palace, Dressrosa.
Can you settle down, Gladius?
And this is Baby 5. In front of the dude with the top hat, because we finally get this man's name.
Baby 5, do you have any idea how much her betrayal has messed up our plans? Violet was supposed to seize Blackleg Sanji and pull all the details of the enemy's plans out of his head. Then we'd undercut all their ideas and eliminate them one by one.
And we have Baby 5, who's putting up like a little bit of a blade shield in front of her because this dude's top hat starts expanding.
And what happens instead? She eliminates her own subordinates and runs off with him.
Okay, chill out. You aren't going to explode here, are you?
And if there's anything I hate, it's people who can't stick to a time or plan.
Did he read the Toy Soldier flashback? Just wait, Cedez. Just wait until we get to that point. No talking about if I reached the point if I haven't gotten there yet. We'll find out if I reached it at this point. Let me read it, because I don't want you giving any hints for people who are new to, read it, listening to this or watching this for the first time. Just wait.
And if there's anything I hate, it's people who can't stick to a time or plan.
And his top hat explodes to reveal some very spiky hair underneath.
And no one who betrays us. No one who betrays the young master can be allowed to live.
Don Quixote family, Pika army, Gladius.
Violet was acting strange as far back as last night. Remember, her all-seeing eye should have found the Straw Hat ship yesterday.
Northeast Dressrosa, towards Greenbit.
You shouldn't have, Violet. You're supposed to wait at the harbor like we agreed.
And Sanji's just riding with Violet, and he's just enjoying the time he's with her.
The port's already full of Navy men. Your crew should probably change their rendezvous point as well.
The Navy, huh?
I counted 4 battleships there. There must be at least 3,000 sailors within the country.
You gathered all that information in just that little span of time?
My all-seeing eye can reach the range of 2,500 miles. With my powers, I can borrow the sight of birds.
You wasn't, and you won't. You just want to hear from you as I read. It's like, don't worry, I haven't gotten to that point yet. The only flashback we've crossed was in yesterday, concerning the toy soldier, was in yesterday's read-through, where we saw the toy soldier taking care of Rebecca, but we didn't understand, but we don't know, like, the full circumstances of how that all came to be. We haven't gotten there yet. We haven't gotten to anything major yet, so don't worry, we haven't got there yet.
My all-seeing eye can reach a range of 2,500 miles. With my powers, I can borrow the sight of birds, which means I can see everything happening in Dressrosa from this very spot. So you don't need to worry about my safety. Nobody can catch me.
Are you staying in this land then?
No, there's nothing to worry about. I'm about to... Oh!
As she sees a bolt of lightning hit the Sunny.
What is it?
Oh no! A bolt of lightning just hit your ship!
Lightning?
Wait.
Isn't lightning...
The waters of Dressrosa, en route to Greenbit. And Nami and crew are all fine.
So what do we do with this? Bonkichi! I struck her a blow as well!
Yes, your form was very good.
Seems cruel to just dump her overboard.
She's got powers after all.
I see. My form is good.
And I've no desire to see her panties.
Who are you calling Miss Universe?
As it shows that bolt of lightning was used to electrocute Giola. And she's just laying in a heap, burned and singed.
Anyway, we need to hurry over to Traffy.
What did he mean pick up Caesar, though?
Indeed, Doflamingo has quit the Seven Warlords, so Caesar ought to be returned.
You poor ignorant buffoons! You hapless hacks! Oh! The young master was never truly bargaining with the likes of you. In fact, he never even quit the Warlords.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah!
Explain your meaning!
That hurt you, brat! This is an outrage! Ah!
You have fallen into our trap.
You have fallen into our trap, you fools! By now, Violet will have exposed all of your pathetic schemes, and your friends will have been incarcerated.
And she likes including art in her words, incarcerated. On Greenbit, Law versus Doflamingo and Admiral Fujitora.
So, you were a celestial dragon, Doflamingo?
That's right, I was one, but not anymore. What is blood, Law? What is fate? Few human beings have a past as checkered as mine. I'd love to share some drinks and tell you more about the distant past from before we met, but I'm afraid there's no time for that. I still got to deal with the Straw Hat crew back in Dressrosa. I can't count the number of people who underestimated them and got burned for it in the past. And Fujitora's looking up. What is it, Fujitora?
I thought I heard a pearl of thunder out to sea. How does the sky look to you? Lightning? Even without sight, I've long been able to ascertain the manner of clouds above. But perhaps these bones are growing old.
That's scary. This man is blind, but he's able to tell what's going on with the clouds around him. That's insane. I didn't realize that. And this is Law thinking to himself.
That's right. Nami can control the weather. The ship must be coming.
Hey, Joker! You stole it back from me, right? Gimme! Hurry! My heart!
And Doflamingo's looking down at the heart he has in his hands.
I don't remember telling you. That was Caesar's.
What? You've been holding that over my head as a threat all day long! Plus, there's no heart in my chest right now. It has to be mine!
So Doflamingo takes this time to just squish the heart in his hands. Just instantly. But someone in the distance screams instead of Caesar.
Ah!
Hey, what's wrong? Snap out of it!
What was that?
What was that? My men are screaming.
And Doflamingo's silent.
Well, heavenly demon, then you shall know.
What? That was a sailor's? Where's my heart?
Room. You better apply the gravity, Fujitora, or I'm gonna escape. Shambles.
And then Law uses Shambles and replaces himself with a rock, which instantly gets crushed under the amount of gravity that apparently Fujitora is crushing him with. Was crushing him with.
Ah!
I didn't think Law had that much strength in him.
Help! Save me, Joker!
There's a fellow who doesn't know when to give up.
Let go of me, Law! Where did you hide my heart?
As Law is making his way quickly out of the forest.
Don't waste any more of my time, boy. There's no place for you to hide, remember?
Can you see Traffy? Not through the mist. I can see a really weird forest, though.
And there's some fighting fish that get closer and closer to the Sunny.
So what happens when we pick up Caesar?
Why, Doflamingo will come after us. Wait, that's scary. And the fighting fish start hitting the Sunny.
Ah! What was that? There's something in the water! It's an entire school of fighting fish!
We've come too close to the island.
We've come too close to the island! What do you mean? They're murderous mackerels! They'll even sink a battleship! What?
And this is everyone screaming their heads off. But we also have Doflamingo who's still chasing Law.
Keep chasing me, Doflamingo. I can't have him going for the ship. I'll draw him out to the bridge, shoot Caesar over, and then fight Doflamingo right there on the bridge. That should give the ship time to escape. What's this? Crossing the bridge? You know Dressrosa's home territory for me, don't you?
As someone screams out loud and Doflamingo notices, and Doflamingo stops chasing Law.
Oh, dang, it's them.
Ah, so that's what's going on.
Wait! Doflamingo! They have nothing to do with this!
Ah! What is it now? Doflamingo's flying over! What?
What horrible nightmare is this? Are we going to die? No! Young Master!
Watch closely, Law. You get to see your alliance torn to helpless shreds before your eyes.
And then, as he's flying, someone is making their way towards Doflamingo.
Help us, Traffy!
Huh? Hey! When my crew is crying, that's your cue to stay the heck away!
As Sanji comes flying in and kicks Doflamingo right in the leg and stops him.
Ah, finally a tough one.
Sanji!
And that's the end of chapter 723. Onwards to 724, Law's Plan.
Diable Jambe. You're with the Straw Hats. Blackleg, right? Premier Hashi Hash!
And he tries to hit Doflamingo, but Doflamingo just laughs instead. And he swings his hand towards Sanji.
Pentachromatic string! Goshkito!
And he hits Sanji. Hits Sanji with
Goshkito!
Oh, Sanji! Sanji! And Sanji's left bloodied from this one attack.
Go on, protect your friends.
Here he comes! Go away! But Sanji is still up. And I love how they did it in the anime, where he regains himself and he starts kicking off the air and zigzags, and he starts coming up right behind Doflamingo in the anime. It was so cool.
Polyafria Spectre!
And he starts hitting Doflamingo, who basically takes his entire feathery coat and covers himself with it.
Powerful stuff. Not bad.
But then he moves his fingers. And then Sanji is left motionless.
Huh? What's going on? I can't move.
What's this? Sanji stopped in midair.
Oh! He can't move. Young Master's seen to that with his powers. He's like a fly trapped in a spider's net. All he can do is wait for death. No!
Sanji, run! Sanji!
And then Doflamingo's directly in front of Sanji. And he sends this massive long line out of his hand.
A whip?
Don't do anything. Just run. Use a Kuda burst to get away.
But we can't leave you!
But then we get Law, who tosses a log, like a small piece of wood, outwards towards the ocean.
Shambles.
And then he switches places with it as he goes sailing through the air. And then creates a gigantic room that encompasses both wait, hold on. Oh, wait, I forgot to read the line for what Doflamingo said when he whipped that line out.
Over.
And then we have everything we have all the lines. Well, let me just do this right. He shoots a line out of his hands and goes,
over.
A whip?
Don't do anything. Just run. Use a Kuda burst to get away.
But we can't leave you!
and then Law tosses out a piece of wood. Shambles switches places with the wood, creates a gigantic room.
Heat.
And he brings this line towards Sanji. Doflamingo brings this line towards Sanji, but Doflamingo gets switched by Law.
Huh? What? Law.
And the line goes shooting towards the other direction.
Little brat.
The line goes in the opposite direction and goes sailing directly all the way towards Dressrosa. And it is so potent that it slices off an entire building. Mind you, Dressrosa is the city of Dressrosa is a considerable distance from Greenbit. So Doflamingo with his Overhito, it goes as far out as from Greenbit all the way to the inner center of Dressrosa itself. You forgot why Law wouldn't go after Dofi? He chose not to go after Doflamingo because he needed to save all of his stamina. But it was really we'll get to it. We'll get to it. He didn't want to take on Doflamingo right then and there because they needed to do some other things first. But we cut to Dressrosa as the overheat cuts through an entire building.
Ah! What was that? It's Chaffee! Sanji stayed!
Law. Sorry, this was my fault. We're flying to the ship.
And he switches places with one object from the ship, and they all just shamble right onto the ship itself. Mr. Traffy!
Sanji! Ah! Not this ship again! Caesar! Whoa, Giola, save me! I'm every bit as captive as you are!
Caught me napping.
As Doflamingo starts making his way back to the Sunny again.
Doflamingo's coming again!
Blackleg, have you destroyed the factory? Frankie says he knows where it is, but it'll be more complicated than we bargained for.
Where is father? Where is Conchino? Tell me, Son Goro!
Your samurai pal's at the factory. If all goes well, he'll be saved. We still need more time.
Hey, you! Is that my heart? You just grabbed it from inside the ship!
This one's mine. I had your heart right here.
It's okay, so Law had Caesar's heart in him, and he had his own heart on the Sunny still.
Curses! You had it all along!
All right, people. Take him and head to Zoe right away.
Zoe?
I believe I gave you the Viva card to the next island already.
The next island? But what about Luffy and the others?
Once we've destroyed the factory, we're done with this place. We'll follow after you as soon as we can.
Absolutely not! We're waiting! We can't set sail without our captain! We're the Straw Hat crew!
And then something starts making its way out of Greenbit.
Whoa! There's a battleship flying over here! But why?
And it's the same battleship that we saw embedded in Greenbit itself. And Doflamingo's closing in from the other side!
You're free to stay behind, just don't give him Caesar.
Fire! As the flying battleship starts firing on the Straw Hat crew. And then something flashes out of the sky.
Something's falling out of the sky! A meteorite?
Room. And And it's Fujitora releasing more meteors again.
Trappy, the Twirly crew is ready to leave!
Then get going. Hey, Law, I understand the need to move Caesar away from here. I got no problem moving on now. But the operation in Dressrosa was just supposed to be a waypoint. Our shared goal is taking down Kaido of the Four Emperors. Is it just me, or are you too invested in Doflamingo?
And then Law just uses tact and sends the meteor that's inside of his room crashing into the battleship itself. Isho! There's a hole in the bilge!
Oops. Mighty careless of me. I suppose Law's below us. I don't think this is
a good time to eat, sir!
Let's spin back towards Dressrosa.
Huh?
I got a premonition that the battle is fixin' to take a turn. Point us in the right direction.
It's that whip again!
Joker, help me!
Overheato!
But the overheat locks on to swords, locks on the Law's sword Kikoku.
Look for a place without clouds and go. Doflamingo uses string powers. He moves through the air by throwing strings around the clouds. He can't chase you down if there are no clouds to catch. Strings. So that's it.
Here comes a Gouda burst!
Watch this, Doflamingo.
Law, what are you doing?
As Law holds his sword towards Yola's throat. What in the world? This is an annoying little pop-up that just pops up. Because it's all like, hey, you need to reconnect with your Stream Deck since you put your Ethernet cable in. Why can't you just permanently be that way? It's distracting. Alright, back to where we were. Fujitora versus Madara? I mean, that's two different types of power scaling right there. That's two different types. So it's kind of, I mean, Madara, obviously, because this man is not bogged down. This, you like Fujitora more, but let's be real with ourselves, Madara has the edge. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I love Fujitora, but Madara, if it comes to who has the better meteorite dropping skills, it would have to be Madara. Because, the meteors that Fujitora drops, they're big and all, but they're big relative to the power scaling of the world of One Piece. Madara, he just drops it and he doesn't care how big it is. And it pretty much almost took out an entire army on his own. Plus, he's not bogged down by water or anything, so that gives him an edge over any Devil Fruit user, so obviously.
Watch this, Doflamingo.
Law, what are you doing?
As Law holds the sword towards Giola's throat.
Young master, don't you dare spare me a second thought!
And the Sunny goes shooting off in an opposite direction with Coup de Basta! And did I skip over a page? Nope. Because now we're on the bridge.
What is the point of only freeing half the Straw Hats? The other half is still in Dressrosa. If I take them all hostage, the others will return Caesar to me in no time.
Also, Halster, good to see you.
I thought there were countless people out there who underestimated them and got burned.
Oh, wait. This is Law.
I thought there were countless people out there who underestimated them and got burned. No? Unfortunately, my pirate alliance with the Straw Hat crew ends here.
What?
And it's, this is getting told to Luffy. Well, we see Luffy, we see the Straw Hat crew, we see Kinemon and everyone else.
From the moment we teamed up, I was only using them to get the Smile Factory shut down. That's all this ever was. And even if I don't take you down myself here, once you've lost your smile, Kaido will finish the job for me. I see. You were willing to take us both down if necessary. I'd love to see the chaos that ensues after your death, but settling our score from 13 years ago comes first, Joker.
And that's the end of chapter 724. We got another SBS, and we can move on to 725. Chapter 711, in Volume 71, the big panel. I see some candy falling out of Robin's bag. Was she going to give that to Chopper? Sign Anmitsu Usagi. Answer, Yes, Robin loves Chopper, so she always keeps some of his favorite candy around to give to him at any time. Question. Hey, Orochi! On page 109 of volume 71, was Luffy going to call Bellamy Maloney? Was he thinking of the snack food company Maloney? If Luffy's head is full of nothing but food, then I'm more like Sanji. My head is full of girls. What's inside your head, Orochi? Answer. I don't think about girls the way you do. It's nothing but serious business in there. And you're right about Luffy's train of thought. I guess he only remembered the rhythm of the name. Question. Hello, I have a question. You know how there's a woman in both chapters 707 and 708 who were covering their face to avoid seeing Bartolomeo's thing, but she's not covering her eyes? In fact, she's peeking right through her fingers. Who is she? Tell me her name. Sign, Rhett Butler. Answer. Oh, you mean Pikatha Crotch? She's a well-known young damsel from the town of Primula in the west of Dressrosa. She's very shy. That name, though. Pikatha Crotch. Pikatha Crotch. That's her name. Chapter 725, The Undefeated Woman. Caribou's New World, Volume 31, Dinosaur Alert! And Caribou and Korobu and all of his men are attacked by this giant dinosaur. But we're back on the bridge. What will you do with Giola? You know what kind of family we are.
That's right, Law. I'll give my life at a moment's notice for the young master's sake.
And then Giola gets shambled away from Law and off of the bridge. You'd better run as far as you can. Ah! I just ran across Blackleg a moment ago. Our plan seems to have hit some snags of their own. But all you are doing is lashing out without reason, Law. I'm not lashing out. I'm fulfilling someone's long-held promise. That's why I've lived to see this day. Room! And a room erupts, and it gets immediately sliced apart with both Doflamingo and Law on it. Then we cut back to the Sunny.
Do you think Traffy's okay?
Hey, are you people actually watching?
We're all clear, Nami!
Good to hear. If he starts flying after us, I'll raise a gale to blow the clouds away. Then he won't be able to chase us. Look, just keep Robin safe over there. Later. And this is Sanji who's on the phone. Gotcha. Frankie, Usopp, and Robin are together. All that's left is to hope that Zoro's group meets up with Luffy. Oh wait, this is Chopper.
All that's left is to hope that Zoro's group meets up with Luffy. Law's plan is for Doflamingo to clash with Kaido alive, not dead. As long as he focuses on escaping, I doubt he'll die.
Oh wait, this is Sanji. As long as he focuses on escaping, I doubt he'll die. What's up, Momo? Best name ever? You'll name your daughter Pikatha if you ever have one? Don't you dare. Don't you dare. What's up, Momo? You're a dragon again.
I still cannot contain my shivers at that flying man. I saw him once when I first came to this island. Master, he's gonna die!
As Doflamingo is holding someone's head in a barrel full of water, trying to drown him. They just don't understand a thing. Who's going to be happy seeing you safe and sound after running around like a coward? If you can't cut down your foe, take a blow and bleed for yourself. Every human being, even the most pious saint, harbors a latent streak of barbarity that surfaces when he sees blood. Blood and death! This is entertainment! Get a grip! As he slashes, get a grip, you dregs! As he slashes through this man and the barrel that he was drowning him in with his string powers. So now we know it's basically... It's string powers. So, let's wind the clocks back a year. Remember, when we've seen all these different moments, could be a lot worse. Gwyneth Paltrow named her daughter Apple. Or Elon Musk having their him and Grimes' son's name and wingdings. I'm not about to get into this, but famous people sometimes don't have the best common sense at all, especially Gwyneth Paltrow. But let's wind the clocks back a year to when we seen Doflamingo in action. The many moments we've seen Doflamingo, constraining people, forcing them to different things. First instance of it was when he was forcing those two Navy officers to fight each other. And we were wondering, what was he doing? Well, it turns out that he's been manipulating them with his string powers, apparently. Because that looks like something that he can do, but we didn't really know the full extent of it. And then another moment, seeing as how his string abilities are capable of cutting people, such as when he was fighting Smoker and when he was fighting Sanji, we now know how he was able to slice off the leg of Oars. Which is when Oars tried to punch him back in Marineford, Doflamingo flipped over him, and the next thing we see is Oars' leg being sent off in another direction. And then all the other moments where Doflamingo is attacking people, we now have a name for it. He's the wielder of the string fruit. At least she didn't name his kids with names from telenovelas. At least.
Get a grip, you dregs! Don't ever show me another fight like today's.
As he licks the blood off of his face. And this is Momonosuke and Kinemon who were looking at Doflamingo back then. And Jermaine Jackson has a son named Jermajasti. Okay. But this is Kinemon and Momonosuke looking at Doflamingo back then when they were on Dressrosa. Yes, young master.
Kinemon, Momonosuke. Kanjuro. I've found the port. We can borrow a ship there. This land is bad news.
When I think about Kanjuro trapped in that man's clutches, I cannot contain my fears. Please be well, Kanjuro. Whoa! What manner of face is that?
It depends on why you folks were targeted, but most times hostages are treated with a bit of respect. Don't worry.
How insincere! I can tell you're thinking of something else right now! I've asked as an associate of mine for help, and the government is going to protect me now. I'm meeting them at the harbor.
I see. It's too bad I can't go with you, but at least you'll be safe.
And this is Sanji when he was with Violet.
Thanks to you, I've gained the courage to move on.
Ah, shucks, you can thank me on the cheek.
Oh no! Your ship is under attack by fighting fish. You must go to help.
What the heck is a fighting fish? Nami! I'm coming for you!
And then that's when Sanji started making his way towards the ship. It wasn't even a matter of Doflamingo being there, it was the fighting fish attacking the ship that Nami was on. He could not care less about the lives of all the other dudes that were on there. But we have the face of Violet as she's, riding away from Sanji with a smile.
Darn that stupid Rebecca! She's hanging tough today!
Why won't that girl just give up and die already?
And that's when Violet rides by and shoots the screen where... That's when she rides by the area where people are watching the fight in the Coliseum, and she shoots the screen and blows it up.
Whoa! What happened? The screen exploded!
Horsey,
Yeehaw?
take me to the palace.
As Viola makes her way towards the palace, apparently.
Corte de Coliseum, Dressrosa.
Kinemon and Zoro.
Why are you crying?
How did you recognize Luffy and know my name? I'm such a big fan.
Was that even a sentence?
Give an autograph.
What?
If I look for Mr. Luffy, will you give me
Oh, wait. Can I have an autograph?
What?
If I look for Mr. Luffy, will you give me an autograph?
You said you'll search for him? Great. Make it quick.
Oh, okay. Just hang on. I swear on my life, I'll go find him for you. I'll go find him for sure.
Nobody asks for your life. Bartolomeo cannot contain his own fanboyism.
It's quite a battle in Block D!
Guess you went too far back when you were making a manga reference. Also, I hope you do have a son that don't act exactly like Dark Schneider.
It's quite a battle in Block D! We've got fighters dropping left and right!
And Rebecca is dodging everything that everyone is trying to launch against her, but she's causing people to fall out of the ring. And she's using her ability to not only block swords, but she's basically knocking people out of the ring.
Why you? Yeah!
As she kicks another person out of bounds.
Ah! She just won't give up! It's Rebecca's special back to the water dance! She keeps her back to the mode of fighting fish, and with her incredible speed, uses the enemy's force to throw them into the water! That's right! In every match Rebecca's ever fought, she's never directly harmed an opponent!
Prisoner gladiator cells. Oh, she uses color of observation hockey. Hockey?
She's never taken a single blow! All of her victories are via out of bounds! The undefeated woman!
She is good! Come on, Rebecca!
Her style of battle ain't not beautiful at all. Her style of battle ain't not beautiful at all.
See, Gyatz is... it says this is a double negative sentence. That threw me off. Why? Don't be double negative.
Her style of battle ain't not beautiful at all.
Double negative. Ah, goes Cavendish as he's watching Rebecca.
I'll be honest with you folks. I don't not like it one bit.
Another double negative.
But how will she fare in this tournament? It's an international cast of warriors with a variety of styles, and not all of these gladiators fight nice.
Think I'm gonna enjoy breaking your bones. Southern Kingdom of Scorchistan, military captain, Rolling Logan. Little whipping girl. Medical waiting room under the Coliseum.
Don't you next me! Our Graham still hasn't come out yet!
Ah, Chinjiao, yes?
Well, is he dead?
Shut up, goes Kelly Funk.
He's a tough old badger, but he ain't getting any tougher. Stupid Kenpoist.
Piped out already, goes Idio.
It's not that he hasn't come back.
It's not that he hasn't come back yet. The exit is on the other side, so he won't return this way.
Oh, so that's how it works. Sorry about that.
Go right in.
Sorry about all the confusion. I mean, really, I feel awful, just terrible. I beg your forgiveness.
Don't mind him. His emotions get carried away sometimes. You are Sai of Kano Kingdom.
Yeah.
Commencing examination. And someone pulls a lever, and Sai falls through a hole in the operating table down into this pit.
What? Hey, what the?
And he falls down this long pipe that's underneath the medical wing. Next! And he falls into this even bigger pit area.
Ow! What's this? A mountain of toys?
Toys and warriors.
Huh? Hanudine? Whoa! All you guys! What's going on?
Seems all of the tournament's losers have been dumped down here.
What? What does this mean? How do we escape? There is no escape. Doflamingo tricked us. This is an act of war, King Elizabello.
And this is Dagama speaking.
Even my king punch won't break these walls.
We're underground. The walls are solid earth. What's he gonna do to us?
I can't imagine that they're planning to tend to our wounds down here.
And this is both Blue Gilly and Hack.
I might just need to curse Doflamingo to his grandson's generation.
And that's the end of chapter 725. Onwards to 726. The Riku family. And then another person falls down.
Yeah! Well, they just keep falling down here.
And another person lands on them in the down below, with everyone in this pit full of toys and everyone who lost in the tournament. And it's Kelly Funk and Idio.
Grandpa! Brother!
Blech. It reeks down here. What is this place? Are these piles of toys and garbage? There you are, Boo. We'd like to know that ourselves. You might want to move or the next guy will land on you.
I never knew there was such a large scrap heap beneath the kingdom.
Former gladiator, Ricky.
Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but... Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but... I just can't shake the feeling that I know who you are.
Dressrosa military commander, Tank Lepanto.
Is that you, King Riku?
King Riku?
King Riku? Impossible! I thought he was dead.
See? Ha ha ha! The former king of Dressrosa, I heard he went mad.
And so Ricky starts to take his helmet off.
Now that we're underground, not much use in hiding it. That is correct, but I will not be called a king any longer, Commander Tank. Now I am nothing but an old man, a feeble, sinful old geezer who cannot even help his granddaughter.
It's King Riku!
He's alive!
Former king of Dressrosa, Rikudoldo III, Rebecca's grandfather.
Your Majesty, you are alive and well. It is a joy to see you again. It is a joy to see you again. Alas, I have been reduced to Doflamingos. Don't say it. I am aware. You've been watching over Viola for me. I would never doubt an honorable man like you. It must have been a painful decision. My pain is nothing to yours.
Can it be? Is that you, King Riku?
Ah, King of Prudence.
What a familiar face! I can't count how many times you helped pull my kingdom out of disaster. It is good to see you well.
Enough of that.
As Elisabello has the king in a big old massive bear hug.
Ever since we lost you, the balance of power in the area has been lost. It's been nonstop war and suffering. I'm sick of it. You might be sick of it, Elisabello, but for every tear shed, someone else is laughing. And there are some who foment war between nations and reap massive profits doing so.
And this is Sai.
By selling weapons to every side involved in the fighting. In this case, the broker is a fellow named Joker, the alias of Doflamingo. But we do not know where those weapons are manufactured or where they're being kept. Our kingdom of Kano is at war as well, and his weapons keep trickling into the enemy's hands.
And that's Don Chinjiao saying this. Then Sai again.
At the bequest of the king of Kano, the Haposui forces have been working to stem the tide of this armed struggling. And because of your erratic behavior and Doflamingo's ascension to the throne, all the countries around you are suffering. That's right, King Elisabello. It might be true that in our past we owed Dressrosa a great debt, but now the name of Riku is sullied by...
Silence, Dogama! If you do not know the truth of that incident a decade ago, if you do not know the tragedy that occurred, you have no right to comment on His Majesty's good name. Enough, Tank. It is all in the past. Your Majesty, I too was a former army soldier. As was I. Me too, King Riku.
And everyone keeps getting up.
Whoa! What's this? The toys are coming to life!
I thought these were all the busted dead ones. And then the toys get up and they all start kneeling towards King Riku.
All the former Dressrosan soldiers and even the toys are bowing down before him. What does this mean? I thought everyone hated King Riku.
And the toys are still kneeling before Riku.
With a hidden structure this size, there must be more secrets underground. Good, sir. Good. Keep searching.
As we see someone behind King Riku and everyone else, and they're silent, but then some sticky substance comes down and latches onto Sai.
Yeah? Whoa! Whoa! What is this?
And it starts pulling up through the hole.
Brother! Ah! Sai!
Hey, we're done. You can go.
And it's trouble.
Thou shalt not harm humans.
Thou shalt obey the family's orders, and don't you disobey. All the fighters are power types. Sheer muscle. Now go straight through that door and to the factory and trading port. Work hard, minion!
What's going on? I can't move so well, and I can't disobey his orders. What in the world just happened to me?
As we get this toy monkey that's walking through this dark room and out some doors. Prisoner Gladiator's Cells Coliseum. Go, Rebecca, go! Hey, enough about cabbage. Show Rebecca! Huh? Wait a second. The view sucks down here. I'm gonna go root for her in person.
You do that.
It's weird. I thought this place was super fun and happy all the time. But after seeing you guys, maybe it's not. Well, what you saw was the world of the light. What you saw was the world of light of the winners. That voice is so creepy. The voice for Treble. Thank you. That's exactly what I aimed for. A voice that you guys can hate. A voice attached to a character that you can hate and find incredibly creepy, and you can't wait for this person to stop talking. That is the voice for Treble that I aim for. What you saw was the world of light, of the winners. Doflamingo separates everyone into the obedient winners and the rebellious losers, just like the world government itself. To him, the losers are nothing but trash. Well, if you sweep the trash under the rug, of course, it makes the rest of the place look nicer. That kind of sounds like the land where I grew up. Great Terminal. Once the doubts start, you find this is a land full of contradictions. We feel there's an even deeper darkness beneath this. You ought to be careful. And then Luffy leaves, and he walks out the room. And the who runs into Luffy, but Bartolomeo. Riku Army Operations Base, Flower Field.
Look, in the past, we Tontadas left our home in search of new resources. When the big people spotted us, we were nearly driven to extinction.
Catch those little buggers!
But one day, the king of nearby Dressrosa said, in exchange for a bit of labor, he would promise us land, resources, and safety. At the time, the king's name was Don Quixote. That was over 900 years in the past, you see. The darkest periods of Tontata history. The time of slavery. Detailed records paint a picture of the royal family's cruelty. And they were devils. As we toiled underground unseen, the big people above lived in luxury with the fortunes we built. Now, we don't know what happened in the Void Century, but 800 years ago, a new king came to rule in Dressrosa.
King Riku!
When King Riku heard of the centuries of inhumane enslavement of the Tontadas, he shed many tears and apologized to us. And then the new king decided to enact reparations. He told us that we could take anything we needed for the country. No need to work anymore. And it would be called the Deeds of Fairies. True, thus, he convinced the people to overlook their losses and created the legend of the fairies of Dressrosa. Under the rule of the kind-hearted Riku dynasty, aid was always extended to the country's neighbors. It was never a prosperous land, but it was always happy and full of smiles. Our ancestor praised King Riku's, and he's actually speaking this way. Praise is poise. Pwaise. Our ancestors praised King Riku's good, gentle heart and worked hard to enrich the land and fill it with beautiful flowers of every color. This is the 800-year bond that connects the Tontadas with the Riku family. But now, after 900 years, they have returned with Doflamingo, the latest of the Don Quixote line. And now he is attempting to recreate an awful cycle of suffering from the past. First, he seized my daughter Mancherry, and now he holds 500 of our people hostage. We must not let the past be repeated. 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 We must not let the past be repeated.
No! Never! We will
That is right. To Dressrosa and the Tontantas both, Don Quixote's return means nothing but suffering.
And this is the one-legged soldier.
I knew it all along!
You're so insightful!
Oh, this Riku must have been such a great guy. He's even kind to the little bugs.
We're not bugs!
I meant it as a compliment.
Oh, okay then.
But Captain, the granddaughter of King Riku on the monitors is being booed and jeered by the crowd. It seems as though the people hate the Rikus.
Yeah, I knew that too!
Yeah, excellent!
One day, 10 years ago, there was an incident that caused the people to lose all faith in King Riku overnight. But the people do not know the truth of what happened. The king was trying to protect the country to the very end. Doflamingo attempted to wipe out the Riku bloodline entirely. But I took Rebecca away from his grasp. But after a long period of flight, he finally caught her.
This soldier, they're brave and true.
Now he puts her in the Colosseum to make a mockery of her. I have always been willing to give my life at any moment to protect the reputation of King Riku and Rebecca's life. Everything is riding upon the coming battle.
Who are you?
I could not save her mother's life. Never for a second will I forget what happened that day. She does not remember who I was before I became a toy. The truth is, I am Rebecca's father.
So there it is. They sound as if they're related to Elmer Fudd.
We Tontatas, shh, be very, very quiet. I'm hunting Doflamingos.
But yeah, there it is, right there.
The truth is, I am Rebecca's father.
So there it is. The reason why the one-legged soldier clings to Rebecca so much and wants to make sure she's safe. She's his daughter. And that's the end of chapter 726 and SBS, and then 727. Question: are you and I the only ones hoping for a nip slip from Rebecca? No, it's just you. Are you and I the only ones who turn each page during the Colosseum scenes thinking, come on, sign Mojamon, who's age 16? Answer: I hear you! It sets my heart racing. You think, when is the wardrobe malfunction? You might wonder why she'd wear such a skimpy outfit, but there's that pesky weight limit. I don't want to draw her that way, I swear. Come on! Question: I hear I look like Wapsple. Sign Kozueti. Answer: it gets better. Question: hey Oda, in all of these fight scenes, why doesn't anyone go for the men's groins? Doesn't that seem like the quickest path to victory? Eldest of the Asada siblings. Answer: true, that is a vital area. Just imagine legends among men, Whitebeard, Shanks, Mihawk, staring each other down, bearing their weighty ideals and trying to whack each other in the balls. Is that the kind of manga you want to read? And that's the end of the SBS. Chapter 727, The Hero's Ambush. Caribou's New World, Volume 42. Crush all who resist. The captain is arrested. And who is it that's arresting the captain? Who is it that's arresting Caribou? It's Diaz Drake, who makes his first time skip appearance in this cover story.
Stop running away!
Stop running away!
Rebecca continues to evade danger, but Rolling Logan presses the attack, and every man who steps in between them is mercilessly crushed.
That's not fair, Rebecca!
Come on, fight!
Show us the blood!
And Rebecca is just avoiding Rolling Logan, who's just beating up everyone that gets in between them, as Gyatz has already said. Stop squirming and face your fate, Rebecca.
Spawn of evil!
So, you're saying that you're her father? But if that's true, and she's a granddaughter of King Riku, then when you were still human, you must have been...
It all began on that fateful night.
Just answer the question! Were you King Riku's?
Actually, it might have begun long before that moment, when a woman named Monet began working at the palace.
Monet?
And this is...
You mean that bird woman from Punk Hazard?
And then we get a massive flashback. This country has changed greatly over the last 10 years. The sights and the people.
Pirates gotcha, huh?
Only a bit. The Riku army protected us. The sun blazes down, but the flowers never wilt. It's all thanks to the fairies.
I'm hungry! I want more food!
If you're spunky enough to shout, you're fine. No matter how poor we might feel at times. There's no war here, and that's best of all. For 800 years under the Riku dynasty, this country was never once at war. That's remarkable, goes Robin. Indeed, for a nation it is virtually a miracle. Dressrosa was an exceedingly peaceful kingdom, until a nightmare descended upon the royal palace, and something flies towards the kingdom. And we've seen these flapping effects before. Who goes there? No shouting now, no calling for help. As Riku wakes up to see Doflamingo sitting in his windowsill. I am Don Quixote Doflamingo, and I have just returned to my rightful place as ruler of this kingdom. I'd been concerned with the recent reports of a pirate named Don Quixote, and your fears were well founded. I am indeed from the Don Quixote line. They say you attacked the heavenly offering ships ferrying tributes paid to the celestial dragons, and threatened the world government into giving you a position amongst the 7 warlords. They just don't know what to do with me. After all, how does one handle a man who doesn't fear the celestial dragons? Well, if you already know my position and my ability, that saves us some time here. King Riku, I'll sell you this kingdom for 10 billion berries. Our kingdom does not have such a fortune. You know, normally I wouldn't even give you this chance. I'd just see... normally I wouldn't even give you this chance. I'd just seize it outright. You have until sunrise. No help from outside the country. I'm testing your ability as king. Do not tell the people about me. Why do we not fight him, your majesty? We mustn't. To call it a fight sounds courageous, but to kill one another is not the act of civilized men. The absence of war throughout 800 years of Dressrosan history proves that we are not beasts. Do not fall into primal instinct. Retain your humanity. We must not kill. There is no time. Spread to every town in the nation. Gather me 10 billion berries. If we do not succeed, we will sink to the level of a pirate nation. No doubt the people will lose faith in me for a time, but that will only last for a matter of hours. When all is over, we will show good faith and make reparations. It is our only option. Lies and wheedling will get us nowhere. But, your majesty, there is no one with such a fortune in the entire kingdom. Just collect as much as you can within the time limit. The country's life hangs in the balance. It is the only way for Dressrosa to survive. It's the army, in the middle of the night. Commander Tank! Bring all the town's money here. Hey, what's the meaning of this? His Majesty is going to be furious. His Majesty is going to be furious when he hears about what you're doing. These are his orders. What? And clock is ticking. We don't have time to explain. This is insanity. They will never accept his request. You must have faith in King Riku. Simply bring all of your wealth and place it here in the center of town. But it's so sudden. And then the TV feed pops on. The visual transponder snail. To all of Dressrosa.
It's King Riku!
I realize that my sudden request is so unfair that you must doubt your very ears. I can only beg that you do not ask the reason. Please, lend me your aid and give the wealth of the entire kingdom to me right now! And everyone sees the king bowing his head. The king is bowing to us.
But why would he do such a thing? And so suddenly?
Your Majesty, you must not grovel! It is unbecoming! You are the sovereign of a nation! Stop! Please, stop! Pull up your head! You are disgracing the entire line of Dressrosan kings by putting on this display. You are a laughingstock to the entire world! Please, your Majesty, stop! I beg of you! This is not a joke or a game. I will cut off my arms and legs if it will convince you of that. And even Tank is getting taken aback by this sudden string of events.
Listen, Tank. If worse comes to worse, I will handle Doflamingo myself. Enlist the help of our neighbors. I leave the country in your hands. We must raise the money. We must!
Hurry, everyone! Do as His Majesty says! Let's give up our money!
Kind-hearted King Riku would never commit such evil against us.
There must be a good reason for this. Get all of your money!
And after that display, the citizens do not hesitate to bring every dime, and, well, I say dime, but every berry that they have. And I find it funny how the currency for One Piece is the same for both versions, both the paper kind and both the coin kind. They're all just called berries. So regardless, it's just the same, regardless of what type it is. It's not like dollars, dimes, pennies, nickels, quarters, half dollars, stuff like that. It's just berries all around. But everyone just brings all their money.
It is a good sign. It is a sign of the king's good nature, good character.
You have my thanks! As Tank gets teary-eyed seeing just how earnest the citizens are willing to go along with King Riku's requests.
And it shows 800 years of trust for the Riku dynasty. What a splendid land. The kingdom will surely be saved from its crisis. We gratefully borrow your money.
Bring all the wealth of the nation to the palace! Hurry! Commander Tank, His Majesty is in Sevio. It's on the screen.
What?
Southern town, Sevio. We're handling this, Your Majesty. There's no need for you to be here.
Run.
King Riku! We don't know what's happening here, but we believe in you!
Run away!
And Riku slashes the very citizen that was saying that he was happy to see him. But we believe in you.
What? King Riku! What are you doing?
As Riku then takes a bow and arrow and sets fire to the arrow and sends it flying into a building, and that building explodes, shocking everyone, including the man who got slashed by Riku. But Riku's eyes are filled with tears.
Stop it! Stop this madness!
Stop the horse, King Riku! What mistake is this?
Move away! Stay away from me!
Keep your distance! As King Riku keeps slashing through more people.
No! The royal soldiers!
My body!
He is moving on its own!
Your Majesty!
What has happened?
My goodness. What a horrid king.
And we see Doflamingo moving his fingers as all of this is going on.
The night is only just beginning, soldiers. Time for you to join the dance.
All right, family's getting me some food. I don't know if I'll be done in time to eat it, but let's just keep going.
My goodness. What a horrid king. The night has only just begun, soldiers. Time for you to join the dance. Parasite string.
And then all of the soldiers get hit by Doflamingo's parasite string, and they start attacking all the citizens. This is the attack and move he used to control those naval soldiers from back then. This is how he's been able to stop the movements of basically anybody. From Jozu back in Marineford to controlling What's-His-Face all the way back in Jaya when he slashed Bellamy. anyone that was near Doflamingo and they could not move their body has fallen prey to the parasite strain.
Ah! Now the soldiers are going mad too!
Commander, it's not me, my body.
I know. Mine too. Why is my body moving on its own? Could this be what happened to the king?
Why would King Riku do such a thing? He would never come in and act like this.
What did we do wrong?
Now there can be no excuse. The country is finished.
It was all Doflamingo's trap.
What happened to the king? Stop it, Your Majesty!
Hey, is it time yet, Doffy?
Settle down, fool.
You have to wait for the entire kingdom to quake in fear and hate King Riku with all their hearts before the hero can make his grand entrance. And that's the end of chapter 727. Onwards to chapter 728, The Number of Tragedies. Caribou's New World, Volume 43. The last meat pie for my grandson, who sacrificed himself to the unstoppable warrior. And we have the grandmother of Gabaru giving a meat pie to Caribou as he's, being dragged away by Drake. But we're still in the flashback.
Ah! Stop it, Your Majesty, please!
Help us! We already paid you! Don't kill us! What in the world has happened to the king?
The entire country's in a panic! He already looked strange when he was called out of the palace, but who could have seen this coming? We can't handle this on our own anymore. I've called for the Navy.
Thankfully, we have Captain Virgo mobilizing in response.
Father.
As we have a young woman who tries to run from the palace.
Snow? Monet, what are you doing there? You're just a servant. Why are you manning the palace gates?
Aha, Princess Viola. With your all-seeing eye, you ought to have a much clearer picture of what's going on here. At the moment, I am welcoming our new royal family.
Ah!
As individuals walk up, several individuals walk up to the royal palace itself.
The eastern town is aflame! There are pirates inside the palace grounds! Princess Viola has been kidnapped!
This place has a nice view. Not bad.
And that is Senor Pink.
I like it, Dacian.
Now there's a place where the inn of the young master in
Makia Vice. We get the whole crew. Of the Don Quixote family when they were much younger. We got Lao Ji, Giola when she was younger, Gladius, Dellinger when he was younger. We have Baby Five, Senor Pink, and Buffalo as well.
Halt! Right there! It's Doflamingo's men! Release the Princess Monet! What did you do to King Riku?
Oh, we're going to be very...
Oh, wait. Yeah, this is Giola.
We're going to be very busy.
First, we clean the palace grounds.
But now we have King Riku as he's being controlled by Doflamingo.
Why are you doing this to us?
Riku, harm me! Stop it! If this means harming my own people, then I'd rather be dead! Someone, anyone, just kill me!
And the whole place is crying out as all of this is happening.
Why, King Riku? Have we done something wrong? You always did the right thing! You are our pride and joy! You told us to give you our money, and we brought you everything we have! You always thought of us before anything else! You were our pride and joy!
As the soldiers and King Riku are just killing more and more civilians against their will. And they can't do anything about it except cry, as Doflamingo is manipulating an entire army to ravage an entire kingdom. And we have a child who's left on their own, as apparently their parent, one of their parents or both of them, are getting killed by a soldier in the background.
King Riku has trampled our hearts beneath his boot.
He's stealing our money and killing us!
out of sheer greed, treating us like trash. Darn you, King Riku! I curse your name! You are nothing more than human scum!
Here comes the Riku army! Hey, run for it! Run! Move! Help me!
But before the army can kill the citizen, they all get kicked by three sets of feet and launched backwards.
Who are you people?
I've come to save this kingdom. My name is Don Quixote Doflamingo. And we have Treble, Diamante, and a very large individual who is not named at this time, standing right beside Treble and Diamante.
They're pirates, but they're beating the Riku army for us!
Fall into my clutches. Praise my violence. Treble, Pika, Diamante, clean the country of all its trash. So we get the name of the other individual. Pika. That's Pika. As Doflamingo holds up King Riku by the throat.
Doflamingo! Doflamingo! Doflamingo!
And then we cut back to the present.
In just a single night, the country fell into Doflamingo's clutches.
Such an awful story! It's a nightmare!
What a devious man.
I can't forgive Doflamingo for what he's done.
At the time, we believed in King Riku's madness and reached out to new King Doflamingo. Well, see where that got us? I'm ashamed that we did not trust him. Man, that's so frustrating that the beloved king of the country was framed and died a hated man. No!
No, King Riku is still alive.
Huh?
Doflamingo was quite drawn to the powers of Princess Giola, so she gave him a condition.
If you promise not to murder my father, I'll follow your orders.
She is still working for Doflamingo today. Only now, she is known as Violet, one of the family's officers. Officers?
So it's thanks to her that King Riku still...
Yes, he is still out there, alive, somewhere in this country. But I cannot imagine the pain he's suffered these 10 years. To say nothing of Princess Viola. Fear, rage, tears. What toll has this decade taken?
And everyone is crying as we cut to who we can now call her Viola now. As she's still riding through the town, trying to make her way to the palace.
There is also the lasting pain of the army soldiers, who, like King Riku, were forced to harm their fellow countrymen against their will.
You mean King Riku's soldiers weren't...
You mean King Riku's soldiers weren't all wiped out that night?
Some were slain in the chaos, yes, but others swore fealty to Doflamingo on the spot. They still live today as his protection force.
The traitorous rats!
It was all on the orders of Mad King Riku.
It was all on the orders of Mad King Riku. Allow me to use his loyal soldiers, who are just doing their jobs.
As Doflamingo is just sowing that seed of dissent and hatred for the Riku family even deeper into the depths of Dressrosa back then.
I believe it was an exceedingly bitter choice for them to make.
In that case, I'm crying all over again. The humanity.
Some were killed, some took the knee, but together those numbers are too low to be the full army of the country.
What do you mean?
I mean that I have lost memories of my own. Do you recall what I showed you in town, Farland? When we are turned into toys, we retain all memories of when we were human. My name is Milo, not One Poco. But those around us, even our families, lose all memory of our existence. To not even realize that you had forgotten someone precious to you. That is the greatest tragedy of Dressrosa, and it even applies to the toys.
Meaning that even some of the toys walking around town have forgotten about you, their comrade?
Precisely. I believe that everyone turned into a toy, is possessed by hatred for Doflamingo. He attempts to bury that rebellious will in the shadows. But that simply means that there is rage and rebellion brewing within the darkness of this land. And it is the number of tragedies that hold the key to our operation.
All right, I'm getting the picture. So that's your means of victory then. The folks here might not be enough to take on a warlord of the sea and his henchmen, but if all the toys in the kingdom are potential rebel fighters, that's a big help.
Whoa! What are you saying? What are you doing? Are you seriously getting pumped up to take down Doflamingo?
Our goal is to destroy the factory. We're ditching this joint once that's finished.
Am I right, Robin?
I cannot forgive Doflamingo.
What?
And then we get Leo.
Today is the great day of reckoning. This morning's incident was a challenge from the enemy. It's no coincidence that Utherland came to us this day. Heaven is commanding us to fight.
This morning?
When Doflamingo momentarily left his throne.
Oh, that. Well, see.
Can you imagine our joy when we heard the news? We thought a miracle had occurred, and when we learned it was a mistake, we were plunged from the bliss of heaven to the depths of hell. And thus, trapped in our despair, we chose to make our final stand on this day. A rather natural decision, wouldn't you say?
Oh my gosh, we're so sorry!
And both Frankie, Usopp, and even Robin look with utter horror on their face because they realize that what they did just sparked a massive push of rebellion against Doflamingo. They don't realize they just jump-started this whole rebellion plan to go into operation today because of their actions. They're utterly horrified. Even Robin's all like, huh? And yet another face fault showing that she's not as poker faced as she used to be.
Beneath Dressrosa, the scrap heap. Despite being retired, you sailed out here anyway?
Yeah, indeed I did. I have no successor to the Hapusui army. If only I had a grandson to take over.
Life is hard, even for the wicked. Is it just me? It seems there's a hole in my mind. The same way I felt 10 years ago.
Where am I going? Help me! Grandpa!
What did they do to Lone Wolf Abdullah?
What did they do to Solitary Warrior Jeet?
And this is the effects of people being turned into toys. Don Chinjiao can't remember Boo or Sai. Riku can't remember anyone else. And if you're turned into a toy, you can't remember another person opposite of you. Like, if two people in a family are turned into toys, those two toys can't remember those people, and neither can the people inside of that family remember who those other individuals are. Everyone forgets. Where everybody forgets your name. It's not Cheers, it's Despair.
Corridor Coliseum.
Ah!
Oh, huh?
Zoro! Kinemon! And it's Luffy as he reunites with Kinemon and company. Zoro and company.
Luffy, don't shout, you idiot!
The rooster head guy showed me where to go.
What happened to him?
I don't know, he started frothing at the mouth.
Finally found ya.
As Bellamy makes his way closer to Luffy. Remember, Bellamy was given the job of killing Luffy earlier by Diamante. And that's the end of chapter 728. Onwards to 729, but first in SBS. Question! I was looking up trivia on the Straw Hats, and I found that although they've all been given a favorite food, I can't find anything about their least favorite. So what are each of the Straw Hat Pirates' least favorite foods? Signed, Ice Cream Yangoro. Answer, here you go. The reasons are inside the parentheses. So, a certain establishment's cherry pie. No reason. And this is the bar in Jaya where we first met Blackbeard. So he doesn't like the cherry pie that comes from that place because he thinks it's utter garbage. And Zoro does not like chocolate because it's too sweet. Nami does not like chocolate-covered orange slices. If she wants fruit, she'll eat regular fruit. Usopp hates all fungi. He got sick once. Sanji doesn't like konnyaku. No nutritional value in that. Chopper doesn't like anything spicy. Not sweet enough. Robin doesn't like gum, can't swallow it. I'm not a fan of gum either. I haven't chewed gum in years because once I'm done chewing gum, my teeth feel like super sensitive, and it's all like you can truly feel your teeth after you're done chewing gum. Plus, some gum that says long lasting, they don't last 5 minutes. So I just stopped chewing gum altogether. So yeah, I'm with Robin, but I don't chew gum anymore because I've just grown tired of it overall. Frankie doesn't like marshmallows because they're not hard enough. And Brooke doesn't like lemons because he has no cheeks to make a sour face. His is a bit of a superficial reason. Question. We've learned about 2 new Navy admirals, Fujitora and Ryokugyu. I wondered why you went with Fuji for light purple or lilac instead of regular purple. Signed, I Planet. Answer. Good question. I've made red, blue, yellow, and green, so it seems natural to go with purple next. But when I started trying to turn that into a Japanese name, I had Marasaki Tora and Shitora. They don't roll off the tongue. Not catchy enough. Well, how about Fujitora? Now that's cool. That's all there is to it. More importantly, what is wrong with your Ryokugyu? As it happens, I've already designed this character, and he's super duper cool. I can't wait to draw him. To think that he already designed Ryokugyu back when we were in the middle of Dressrosa. I'm not going to say what he looks like for all of you who are following this series, video to video, but Oda was not kidding. Chapter 729, Warlord Doflamingo versus Warlord Law. Caribou's New World, Volume 44. Live long, old hag. Gabaru the Revolutionary leaves to start another legend. As Caribou is taken away by Drake to places unknown. Unknown indeed.
If I just kill him, I'll be an officer in the army. I'll be an officer in the family. Sorry about this, Straw Hat.
And then we have someone walk up to Luffy.
Ah! There you are, Bellamy!
Don Quixote family Diamante army fighter, Dellinger.
And it's this dude who's wearing hot pants and high heels.
Did you make the hit already? Oh, not yet?
Dellinger, what do you want?
Well, it figures that you'll screw up the assassination. Plus, you're a waste of space, so I'm supposed to finish you off. Or so says the young man. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that part. So sorry.
What?
He went up there going to kill Luffy in order to get in good with the family. And the family wants him dead already. Literally tying up all loose ends.
Iron Bridge near Dressrosa.
As more of the bridge gets destroyed, as Doflamingo fights Law.
Scalpel!
And he grazes Doflamingo on the side of his face, causing a little bit of blood to shoot off. But Doflamingo dodges, flips backward. He does like this under flip, and kicks Law directly in the face, sending him flying. And then he points his finger towards Law.
Tamaito! Bullet string!
And he shoots a high-speed string, at Law that basically functions like a bullet, and causing Law to fall to the ground. And he walks towards Law.
What's the plan now, Law? Dressrosa's just ahead of you. Hey, Dofi. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh wait, yeah, because it was we actually didn't get a ring from the transponder snail.
Oh, sorry about that. Forgot we were in the middle of a chat. Turns out Violet betrayed us. I figured something was up when Blackleg showed up over here. Thanks to that, we're not sure what the Straw Hat's plan is. Don't worry about that. Put Lao Ji's group on the Smile Factory entrance. Are you kidding me? They're supposed to be in the final. The whole crowd's pumped up for them. Your presence there will be enough. Oh, stop it, man. You make it sound like... I mean, you're a genius, aren't you? Leave it to me, then!
Gotcha.
So, Law, you were a decoy, meant to distract me, while the Straw Hats destroyed the factory. And even if you died, Kaido would put the screws on me over the whole mess. Do I have your scenario right so far? The thing is, you didn't buy as much time as you envisioned, and they're still struggling over there. And while you boast that you're only using them, your plan requires absolute trust in their ability. Why do you put so much trust in Straw Hat?
And then Law gets up and says the iconic line,
The D will always cause another storm.
Then we cut to Luffy. So what do you want, Zoro?
Listen, if you knew this tournament was happening, why didn't you invite me along?
Outside the Corte de Coliseum, Dressrosa.
Good point. Sorry, pal.
We're running all over town and you're in here having fun.
That was not the message we must deliver.
As we see Navy slowly surround the Coliseum. Zoro, as one Navy soldier listens in. Vice Admiral Bastille, it's the pirate hunter, just as we surmised. The man inside must be Straw Hat.
No wonder Lucy was so strong. I had a feeling he was in this kingdom. But let him go for now. If we start a scene trying to arrest him, it'll only end up tipping off the assortment of villains and knaves in the Coliseum.
The combatants who have already fallen are Don Chinchao in Block C, and, I don't recognize any of these names. I think?
Huh? Wait, who are we trying to arrest?
Is this how to do it?
What are you doing?
Sir Sanji said we were to call him if we met Sir Luffy.
Ah, right. The Coliseum's surrounded by the Navy, Luffy, just so you know.
Really? Huh. It is why we're here. Take it seriously. In the waters around Dressrosa.
That's Kinemon. You connect with Usopp, Chopper.
Right!
Gotcha. Is that Sanji? It's me!
Luffy!
Usopp speaking.
That should be everyone but Law. All team status report.
Ow!
Oh, this is Frankie. I'm with Usopp and Robin. And we're here with the Riku royal family, the anti-Doflamingo forces in this kingdom.
An army?
An army of little guys.
Little guys? This is a meeting of heroes. No eavesdropping.
Yes, sir! Usoland!
Remember that funky soldier we met outside the Coliseum?
Luffy?
Yeah, what little guy? What little guys?
Turns out he was a captain of this army, and they'd want to take down Doflamingo like today.
Oh, that's him, the toy soldier. He's the one Rebecca wants to stop. Hey, Frankie, stop that army!
Are you crazy? I'm saying the opposite. Did you talk with Rebecca?
Yeah, and she's super duper nice. She used all her money to buy me 3 lunches. But then as soon as she fought in the arena, the crowd really started pissing me off.
I agree with you there. I think I understand Traffy's plan. We bust the factory and leave Doflamingo intact so we can use him. But what happens to the people who are trying to overthrow Doflamingo today? Does it really suit us better to let Doflamingo win? I don't care what you say, Luffy. I'm gonna do this. There's a deep, deep darkness beneath this fun little country. This brave and tiny army stands bold and tall against a great shadowy enemy. And I can't abandon them to defeat. Let's turn back then,
Goes Sanji.
What? I mean, I knew this was coming, but still!
Frankie!
The toy soldier's going to die.
Give him your worst.
We'll be right there!
Oh! Thanks, pal!
Coast of Dressrosa.
Isho! There's a big battle unfolding in town!
Let's giddy up then.
Huh?
I can hear something huge over there.
What's going on in the town?
As something lands directly in front of Kinemon and Zoro and Luffy with a resounding, massive boom. Well, to be proper, it is a resounding, massive resounding kaboom. 'Cause kabooms are bigger than booms. Vice Admiral Bastille! That looks like... What's this?
Hey.
Ugh! Traffy! Doflamingo!
Doflamingo!
As Law is laying in a heap in front of Doflamingo, breathing heavily. And someone takes a gun out. Hey, Traffy, why are you fighting with Mingo?
Little brat, you got too full of yourself.
And proceeds to shoot Law point blank with a gun. Ah! Shocking everyone. Then we have Fujitora as he's making his way over, but Law is laying there with blood coming out of his mouth.
Korra.
Traffy! As we have Doflamingo smiling and licking blood from his face once again. And that's the end of chapter 729. Onwards to chapter 730, but first, another SBS. Question: Zoro and Sanji are always fighting. I was reading One Piece and thought it was odd that Zoro never seems to refer to Sanji by his name, so I went back and checked. I counted them up from Volume 5, Sanji's introduction, to Volume 66. Here are the results, ranked by frequency. When Zoro refers to Sanji, 25 plus times, you, he, him, 6 times, cook, 5 times, idiot, 3 times, idiot cook, 2 times, stupid cook, and Mr. Nosebleed. Once only, love-struck fool, reckless idiot, rotten cook, fool, prince, useless idiot, pretty brow boy, bald man, prince of stupid kingdom, curly eyebrow, dart boy, dartboard eyebrow, stooge, pirate A, twirly brows, super guy, this guy, number 7, perverted troll, liar, loser cook, idiot horn dog, moron, and clown. And for Sanji, when Sanji talks to Zoro, 45 times, you, he, and him. 14 times, Zoro. 10 times, Mosshead, idiot, Mosshead. 5 times, idiot. Wow. Sanji has actually referred to Zoro by his own name, but Zoro's never referred to Sanji by his name. At least this far into the series. Interesting. 5 times, idiot. 3 times, stupid swordsman. 2 times, that guy, crappy swordsman. And once only, fool, crazy kid, stupid idiot, crazy guy, muscle-bound fool, swan man, idiot, moss head, jerk, cactus head, moss head, moss, dummy, stubborn fool, scruffy-headed swordsman, idiot swordsman, green hair, that thing, moss ball, muscle head, green, useless turd, cheeky bastard, and lost little moss head. In conclusion, Sanji does in fact refer to Zoro by name, but Zoro does not return the favor. Signed, Little Marin! Answer: okay, thank you very much, Little Marin. So you counted them all. This was very fun to read. Some of these terms made me wonder when they said these things. Indeed, I have trouble imagining Zoro calling him Sanji by name. Not once, eh? Wow. Well, they might not get along well, but they're both valuable, trustworthy men who have Luffy's back. So let's forgive them their squabbles. And Oda laughs. Edit. Note, in the Viz edition, Zoro does call Sanji by name a few times for the sake of context, but he does not say Sanji explicitly in the original Japanese. Chapter 730, 3 cards. Caribou's New World, Volume 45. Before he left, Gabiru cried, "Treasure the grandmas!" Before Caribou was dragged away by Drake, which has Gabiru's grandmother being ever so happy about it.
Hey! What was that explosion with gunshots? What happened to Traffy?
As Doflamingo is still standing over the shot-up body, that's bleeding out, body of Law.
Sorry for all the commotion, folks. This is Trafalgar Law, Warlord of the Sea. He was the one behind this morning's mistake report of my abdication. He was trying to pull me off the throne.
What's going on over there?
But have no fear, I've just vanquished him.
Oh, I see.
Dressrosa was nearly plunged into chaos. Thank goodness it's all right.
Hey! Mingo! How dare you shoot Traffy?
Listen, Straw Hat, I don't need your scolding. Law was originally my subordinate, and I clean up my own messes.
Keen, get Traffy out of here! Understood. The pirate hunter's on the move, Vice Admiral. Should we nab him?
All right. Hold your horses.
Hey, can anyone explain what's going on?
Sir Law was felled before our eyes by Doflamingo.
What?
Goes Nami.
Pirate hunter. And Foxfire Kinemon, right? And I saw a boy that looked like Momonosuke back on the ship.
Ignore him. We wouldn't hand the boy over.
Of course not.
And Zoro draws his sword, but he gets intercepted by Fujitora.
Wait, that's... I have a feeling not saying that would be better off for both of us.
And then Zoro starts falling prey to the powers of Fujitora and winds up getting launched down into a deep crevice deep underground by Fujitora.
Huh? Sir Zoro!
What happened to Zoro, Kinemon?
He was hit by...
Gah!
And before Kinemon can finish, he gets swiftly kicked in the face by Doflamingo.
Kinemon! Zoro! I'm coming right now!
Wait, that's Sea Prism Stone.
As soon as Luffy touches the bars, he immediately gets weakened. And Fujitora manages to brace up as Zoro sends a flying slash right out of the pit he's still being pressed in, causing Fujitora to be, pushed backwards just a bit.
Isho! Admiral!
Flying slashes. Rather ornery.
Kinemon, is everything all right? And this is Brook. Did he get you?
So the blind old gambler is actually a naval admiral.
Admiral?
After the powerful kindness you folks did for me, it pains me to repay you with the back of my hand. But it seems fate works in mysterious ways.
Fate is such a prevalent theme in this entire story. Fate this, fate that. So many people believe in fate with an abundance. Especially if you think of the Blackbeard Pirates, they believe in fate for everything. But they're not the only ones.
The man working with Doflamingo seems to be a naval admiral.
What?
There's an admiral on Dressrosa?
Does Doflamingo have the Navy on his side? In that case, we can't even begin to estimate the enemy forces.
Law! Sir Law!
How the heck are they flying?
Are you breathing? Answer me! As it shows Doflamingo and Fujitora just floating in the air.
We'll talk at the palace, Fujitora. Work with me and you'll have all their heads.
I'll hear you out, heavenly demon, but it's after that I'll make my decision.
And Doflamingo has Law by his clothes as they're floating in the air, and they tend to fly away. Capture Roronoa Zoro!
Kinemon speaking. They've taken Sir Law away.
What?
They know who we are. And then Zoro and Kinemon just start leaving before they get shot. We gotta scram for now.
Traffy!
Hey, Luffy, look for an exit. We gotta stay on the move and wait for you.
Got it! Let's hurry! Traffy's voice hasn't vanished yet!
Hold up. I never noticed that Luffy said that. What do you mean Traffy's voice hasn't vanished yet? I didn't know Luffy picked up on that during this arc. I didn't know that.
Got it! Let's hurry! Traffy's voice hasn't vanished yet! Yeah! What is it now? That's Brook's voice!
It's the Sunny.
It's the Sunny! What's the matter?
Big Mom's ship is bearing down!
Shippy.
What is one of the 4 Emperor's ships doing here?
Is the prow singing?
What? Really? You're sure it's Big Mom's ship?
We're gonna die!
What's going on? Is Big Mom on it?
I don't know, but I definitely see the 2 guys we met at Fishman Island. I can see Caesar, mama. Get out! Vami, he was in their clutches as we thought. We must sink the ship and pull Caesar from the wreckage.
As we see both Peckham's and Baron Tamago on board this massive ship.
Big Mom! I told you this would happen if you picked a fight with her, Luffy!
They seem to be after Caesar.
Looks like everyone wants a piece of you, evil scientist. Is this another rescue plot you cooked up?
As Caesar gets nervous.
Save me!
What?
You can't let Big Mom get her hands on me. Listen, between you and me, I built her out of some research funds.
What are you?
Look, the details aren't important. The point is, if they find out I was lying, they're gonna kill.
Why do I care what they do to you? Besides, we're not handing you over either way. Just sit down and shut up.
And then the cannons on the massive ship that's after them aims towards them. They're about to fire on us! And it starts firing around the ship. Are those 2 more ships, or are the 2 flags part of the ship? Hold on, let me check. They're part of the ship. The ship that's chasing after them is massively wide. So those flags at the back are a part of the ship itself. It's like a very wide ship. So yeah, those flags are a part of it. It's just one big massive ship. They're about to fire on us, goes Brooke, and they start firing.
Dang, we can't deal with this now. It's pushing us away from Dressrosa. Can we lose them? Everything okay, Sanji? Listen, don't bring an emperor into the country. The whole place will panic, and the army's plan will go haywire.
Huh? Say, why is Caesar on the ship anyway? The deal fell apart. Why would Traffy get beat down otherwise?
He was with us because Law told us to take Caesar to the next island.
Sanji, I don't think we should turn back. And I'm not saying that because I'm afraid. Listen up, Luffy.
And this is Nami.
There are 3 cards we're fighting over with Doflamingo. Caesar, the Smile Factory, and for some reason, Momonosuke. We haven't destroyed the Smile Factory yet, so we've got that one. But we hold the other 2 cards right here. Traffy was fighting Doflamingo as a decoy to move these cards away from the enemy. It might have also been employed to buy time for our factory plan. Traffy went through all that to protect our cards. If we go right ahead and hand them back over, his sacrifice will have been for nothing.
Good point. I hear you. And this is Luffy.
Then we'll make sure to get Traffy back.
What's the next island? It is Zou. Sanji, Nami, Chopper, Brooke, Momo, you guys move towards the onward to Zou.
If that's what you want, then aye, Captain.
Oh, wait.
If that's what you want, then aye, Captain. But before that, requesting permission. To strike back at Big Mom's ship.
What? Yeah, sure thing. What? I already started that fight anyway.
No, it's too dangerous.
Good point.
Please don't.
All right, everybody. We'll see you in Zou. All right. Leave the factory busting up to us.
And Usopp is just like,
No!
stay safe, you guys. We're heading to the palace to take down Doflamingo! And that is the end of chapter 730. We got one more SBS, and then we have one more chapter, and then we're done with this volume. I believe I can get done before my family gets back with food. Let's get it! Question. It's nice to make your acquaintance, Oda-sensei. I am massively pumped up right now. I'm at 110.5% right now. First of all, you're a naughty big person. Secondly, those little tontatas are so gosh darn cute. I want to know as many names and positions as possible. Please, times 100, tell me. If you don't, I gotta rip off all your clothes. Beautiful lady swordsman carrying meat. Huh? But I'm already naked. Okay, here you go. Some of them haven't really been drawn clearly yet, so they only get design sketches. Head Tonta, Gancho, Tonta Captain, Leo, Vice Captains, Bomba and Rampo. Aerial Squad, Cub and Bian, users of the Rhinoceros Beetle and Hornet Devil, Zoan Devil Fruits, respectively. We have Flapper, Bomba, wait, not just Bomba, but Bobomba, Bomba's bro, Mousy, Nubon, Pellini, and then we have the recon team. Inhel, Cotton, Wicca, Baxcon, and Daikon. And then, of course, we have Grabba, who is Leo's grandma. Not remembering their names won't affect your ability to understand the story. Another scam. But if I don't make a character's name clear enough through the story, it's not that important of a name to begin with. This answer ate up a whole page, though. Well, it's time. That's another SBS in the can. See you next volume! Yeah, Usopp doesn't get to run away. He doesn't get to ride away into the sunset to safety. But there's nowhere safe in the new world. I don't think he realizes. Chapter 731, Operation Dressrosa, S.O.P. Caribou's New World, final volume. Thank you, Caribou the Pirate, just as sweet as my real grandson. Because apparently the old lady knew that Caribou was not a grandson. But we begin this chapter as we see Bellamy in a bloodied heap.
Out of my way! I'm going to kick Bellamy to death!
And this is Dellinger with his high heels just covered in blood.
So move it!
No way! As Bartolomeo is blocking Dellinger from injuring Bellamy any further.
This is a family matter!
Shut up! You just got your orders, so get lost. I ain't taking the barrier down.
Why, you obstinate interfering? What? You still haven't gotten rid of Bellamy?
What? You still haven't gotten rid of Bellamy? Whatever. That can come later. Here's another order from Dofi. Protect the House of Toys with Laoji's group. On the double.
Just you wait and see. You won't be leaving Dressrosa alive. Mark my words!
Go on, you snot-nosed punk.
Diamante, are those orders true? Did Doflamingo really command you to do this? To kill me? If I win the tournament, you'll make me an officer in the family?
That's right. So show me what you can do. I'm expecting big things.
And then we cut back to the present.
Gonna take you to the medical room.
Don't get involved with me. I've lost my reason to live. Besides, what purpose would you have in saving me? We only stood in the same ring a few moments ago.
Exactly! 2 men in the ring, trading fists. That makes us comrades in battle. I may be rotten, but I don't abandon a pal in need.
Flowerfield, Dressrosa, Riku Army's Operation HQ.
I've explained the truth of this nation to you now, and I've decided to call our plan to destroy the tragedy hidden in the darkness Operation Dressrosa S.O.P.
Oh!
S.O.P.? What's that mean? Beneath this country, unbeknownst to all, is an enormous subterranean world. But what does S.O.P. mean? There is a trading port for carrying out black market dealings and a mysterious factory. There, the tontatas and people turned to toys are forced into hard labor around the clock. Over the past year, we have secretly dug an underground tunnel, and that is how we will rescue everyone there. Then, we will destroy the facilities, put a stop to the Doflamingo family, and restore Dressrosa to its proper place in the hands of King Riku. That is our purpose.
You make it sound so simple.
Of course, this plan represents the ideal scenario. After all, none of us can possibly predict what will be happening to Dressrosa just an hour from now. But first, there is one duty we must carry out above all else. We must steal the wits of Doflamingo's flunky, the one with the hobby fruit who turned us into toys.
And what do you suppose will happen then?
And what do you suppose will happen then?
Oh, you mean the spell will be undone?
Goes Robin.
Correct! And every toy in Dressrosa will instantly be returned to its former human shape. At the same time, the lost memories of all the people of the kingdom will come flooding back. At that point, not even we can predict what will happen. Who knows how many will join us in our cause? How will the people of this country react? What actions will they take? How will Doflamingo respond? What will the Navy do? We can only be certain of one thing. There will be panic in the streets.
So where's the hobby person now? Are they tough?
According to our Tontata reconnaissance, she is in the underground trading port right now. Our target is Sugar, a special officer in the Treble Army. She is a girl who transforms anyone she touches into a toy. She might appear young, but it seems the fruit freezes its eater in time, never to age. Due to her vital role, she is under the constant protection of Treble, one of Doflamingo's highest officers.
So the little girl that we've always seen around so far is named Sugar, and she's the one with the power to turn everyone into toys. But she's protected by Treble. Due to her vital role, she is under the constant protection of Treble, one of Doflamingo's highest officers.
So if we can just rob her of her wits...
Yes, by giving her a shock so great, she loses consciousness. In other words, Operation Sugar Overwhelmed equals panic.
So that's what S.O.P means.
Operation Sugar plus Overwhelmed equals panic.
Our enemy's a little girl? Follow my lead!
And Robin's all like, oh, so now that you see that Sugar is a little girl, she's not someone you should be afraid of. She's apparently not someone you should be afraid of. And now Usopp is, like, eager to join in because he thinks that Sugar is defenseless.
I'm pumped up now. Frankie Hair Salon. Battle here. Yeah! That's right. Have no fear, my friends. We won't lead you into a losing battle. Show us the way to the underground tunnel, little shrimps.
Yeah! The Uso
Inside the Colosseum, Luffy searches for the exit.
Huh? How do I get out of here? Where am I? Is this the bathroom? Hey, don't just leave the door open.
I'm telling you, someday I'll be Mr. Luffy's apprentice. That's the dream, man.
As Bartolomeo is carrying Bellamy.
Huh?
Hey, Rooster Guy! I'm so glad I ran into you.
Whoa! Mr. Luffy!
And Bartolomeo nearly faints, foaming at the mouth just by looking in Luffy's direction.
Keep it together, Bartolomeo. You're gonna waste your chance to talk to the king of the pirates. Mr. Luffy!
Hey, Bellamy!
Did you meet Mr. Zoro? Darn, he's shining so bright I can't even look in his eyes.
Oh yeah, I found him. Thanks, man.
I'm not worthy!
Look, there's an emergency and I need to get outside, but I can't find the exit.
There ain't no exit to this There ain't no exit to this Coliseum.
And this is Bellamy. Huh?
Hey,
did your wounds get worse somehow?
when a combatant walks in, he'll never get out. It's pointless to search.
What? What do you mean? Never? Never ever? You're one of Doflamingo's men, aren't you? Do you know what the deal is? Please, my people are in trouble.
His man. I've never reached that point. I'm going outside. Right now. If you follow, maybe you'll get out.
Great, thanks. So you'll take me there?
I'm saying that
Okay, so there's a typo here. It's printed on the page. It says, I'm saying that you, if, happen to follow. When it should be, I'm saying that if you happen to follow. So if and you are switched around here.
I'm saying that if you happen to follow, then you might get out, coincidentally. You want me to betray my boss? I cannot betray Doflamingo's trust. I respect him too much. Hang on. Just a minute ago you were... Shut up! I have my own honor to uphold.
All right, I'll follow then.
But, Mr. Luffy, what about the flame fruit?
Well, there's one guy I really don't want to have it, but my crew's life is more important than that.
Nah, just leave that all to me. I was gonna win this thing to give you your keepsake of the Great Ace like I knew you wanted.
Yeah, it says it on the Viz too. Wow, so this is a permanent typo here.
I was gonna win this thing to give you the keepsake of the Great Ace like I knew you wanted.
Huh? You'd give it to me?
Of course I would. It belongs to you.
Man, your accent is getting intense.
I'm gonna get that flame fruit, just you watch. So go on and don't worry about nothing. Tell him, not me.
Okay, thanks. That's a huge help. And then someone steps into frame.
I'm not letting you have the flame fruit, Straw Hat Luffy.
And who the heck are you? What's the big idea? Who says you can speak to the great Mr. Luffy?
He's the brother of the legendary pirate Fire Fist Ace and the future king of the pirates, you jerk!
I've known that for years.
Whoa!
And then this person walks up to Luffy. And Luffy's wondering who this person is. And then we cut back to the fighting.
Acilia wreaking havoc together with Rebecca!
Hang tough, Rebecca.
Thank you, Acilia.
I'm gonna make sure you reach the final.
I know.
Who's that guy think he is, talking to Mr. Luffy like that? Just look how angry he is!
But Luffy's looking at this person who apparently has removed their hat. And Luffy's looking at him. And Luffy just keeps getting teary-eyed. And next we see is a full page of Luffy's expression as he's bawling his eyes out in utter shock, like, "Ah!" And it's just a whole page of Luffy's reaction, but we don't know. I'm glad you made it out, but why are you crying? Outside the Colosseum.
Well, it seems the Navy has mistaken us for more of the toys about town.
But only barely, thanks to your creepy choice in animals.
Are they not the bee's knees, especially koi fish?
Oh, would you shut up already? Do you even want to save Traffy?
I'll save Traffy and whoop Mingo. And I'm not worried about the flay fruit.
You're not?
Sounds like Robin's here in this country. It'd be so nice to see her again. I'm glad you found him too.
Yeah, I thought he might hit me.
Are you crying?
Revolutionary Army, Fishman Karate Master, Koala. Why would I cry?
If you had been there when it happened, would anything have changed? You can't know that. No one can.
Yeah. Let me know when we have details about the underground.
Okay.
For now, I'll simply state that Ace's fruit is mine. It's up to us to continue living out his will.
I didn't think he was alive.
Who was?
I thought he was dead. I really thought he was dead.
To be continued in One Piece Volume 74. And the last image we get while Luffy says, I really, really thought he was dead, are 3 sake cups at the grave of Ace. So, let me do this. Let me help the family with food, and then I'll say my final words. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm good. I got my food right here. I can give my final words for this entire volume. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, ain't this an amazing chapter? We find out the history of Doflamingo as a former celestial dragon, but he isn't one anymore. His family line comes from celestial dragons, which allowed him to do everything he did to fool the Straw Hats. We also find out that he's the reason why people hate the Riku family, because he orchestrated a whole night of terror, despair, and horror as he used his powers of the revealed string fruit, which makes Doflamingo's powers have the longest gap in One Piece history of powers seen but never fully named until the Dressrosa arc. There's such a massive gap when his powers were first shown and then revealed to be what they actually were, with the different aspects such as bullet string, parasite string, pentachromatic strings, Goshkito, you know, the like. And the plan for the Riku Royal Army and whatnot is underway, but we also have the return of Koala. We haven't seen Koala ever since Fisher Tiger's story. And to find out that she's part of the Revolutionary Army and also a Fishman karate master? Tomorrow's volume should be quite enlightening. You had to skip that scene in the anime, it was too much? Are you talking about the Ogata, are you talking about the scene where Doflamingo took control of Rico and his family, or the moment with Luffy being shocked to see the person who was speaking to him, which I think we'll find out in the next volume. But yeah. Whichever one, yeah, I can understand it. I gotta finish though because my food is hot. Everyone, this was a fantastic read of One Piece once again. We are getting closer and closer to the end of this entire series that I've been doing for the past 3 months. Reading every day except Sundays, and that one Saturday I attended a birthday. It's been fantastic doing this series, so let's close this series out good. I mean, we'll be done next week, because we'll be done, Doflamingo's part. Yeah, it was hard for me to watch as well, because I don't like seeing people in despair. Morally, I'm the type of person that likes to see people happy and everything, so to see people entire towns getting massacred and stuff, I don't feel nothing towards those scenes except sadness, because it's like, wow. And not only that, but when you know people are taking part in it against their will, it's like, this is so sad, because we have to watch this happen and we can't do anything, and they can't do anything because they don't know the truth. And then to see the despair that they have for King Riku, because they thought he was doing this maliciously and on purpose, but they don't know the truth at all. It's like, wow. Decades of despair. Seeds of hate were sown that night. It was so hard. But yeah, this was a great volume to read. I can't wait to read volume 74 tomorrow for all of you guys. Same time at 12. And I just want to say thank you for joining me in this very long journey. I know this was a long undertaking, and you guys have shown up consistently for every single one that I've been doing, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, you guys don't have to. Like, you're not obligated, but I'm just grateful that you guys show up. Ogata, Ozzy, Kohagen, everyone. You really do honor me, and I just want to say thank you for blessing me. But I'm done. It's time to eat, and I will see you all in the next one. So I hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, then please, because it helps the channel, truly it does. It helps in so many ways. Like, subscribe, and share the stream with everyone you know, because the more the merrier, and because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!